So you want to know how to take your podcast episodes and turn them into clips that you can post on Instagram Reels, TikTok, and maybe even YouTube Shorts? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the exact process that I use to make that happen. So the first thing that I do is I record all of my episodes in STREAMYARD. I really like STREAMYARD because it has a lot of features that something like Zoom doesn't have, which I was using before. So for example, I can customize my background, I can add banners, I can show people's comments on the screen. There's a lot of different design things that I can do to make it look more professional. And it allows me to easily stream to multiple platforms like a Facebook group or a YouTube or any of these other platforms. And all I have to do is send someone the invite link. It pops us both onto the screen, and then I can control what it looks like throughout the show. You can add multiple people. There's a lot of different features. So first thing that I do is I record all of my episodes using StreamYard. The next thing that I do is I send the full video over to my virtual content assistant. So I go into StreamYard, I download the video, and then I send it over to my virtual content assistant or VCA. And this is the person that is actually going to edit all of these clips for me. That way I don't have to spend the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that it would take doing it myself. And so what I do is I create a new folder in Google Drive, and that's where the full video goes. And then I go into a software called Trello, and this is where I can actually assign that task and add the due dates. That way my virtual content assistant knows what needs to get done, when it needs to get done, and then I can add any, descriptions or instructions or anything like that into Trello. So the next thing after I record the episode is I go and I download that file, download that full video, send it to my virtual content assistant using Google Drive and using Trello. Now, after my VCA gets the full video, what she will do is look through the whole episode and find what I call the golden nuggets. These are the key parts that we're going to want to turn into clips for Instagram Reels, TikTok, and maybe even YouTube Shorts. So just imagine if I had to do this myself. Some of these episodes are 1 hour, 2 hours long. I would have to spend that time re-watching it after I've already recorded it, and then I would have to go in and find each little section myself, which would take a ton of time. So instead, my VCA will then watch that video and then go through and timestamp each of these little parts that we want to use. She will break those up into videos without any editing, just the little sections, send them to me, and then I can approve yes or no if those are the clips that we want to use and then turn into videos. Now, the next thing that my VCA will do is actually start creating the clips. So she will take all of the golden nuggets that I've approved and said, yeah, let's use that clip. And she will start actually turning them into the final product of what we're going to use on Reels, TikTok, or Shorts. So the important thing that we need to do before she starts editing them is choose the style, because there's a lot of different styles that you could use for podcast clips. You have some where you have one person on the left, one person on the right. You may have the title at the top and you have some subtitles at the bottom. You also have some where it's kind of like Instagram Live, where you have one person at the top of the screen and another person at the bottom, and maybe you have a title in the middle, or you have the captions in the middle, right? So it's very, very important that before she starts editing, we know what type of style we're going to create. So an easy thing that you could do is what I call content hacking, which is where you find other people that have a podcast, go look at the type of clips that they're creating on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, and that's the style that you could use. So first, like I said, she will find the golden nuggets, we'll decide the style, and then she will go into something like CapCut and start creating the actual clips, right? Where maybe she'll put me at the top, the other guest at the bottom, add the title or the captions in the middle, and that's what we will use for the final product that we're going to be putting on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. All right, now another thing that we've recently started doing within maybe the past 2 or 3 months that is super, super cool is we're using a software called Frame.io that allows me to easily give feedback on the edits. So once my VCA has edited and created all of the clips that have the captions and me at the top, me at the bottom, or however it is that we want it to look, she will upload all of them into Frame.io, and then I can go in and I can give feedback on the actual video, and it'll put a timestamp on wherever it is that I'm leaving the comment. That way it's easy for her to see, hey, this is, add this here, add this image here, or whatever it is that we want to do. And she can upload different versions to the same video. That way we can have them all in the same place. It's a really, 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 really cool software. And so this allows us to collaborate on these clips and to go back and forth until we have versions that we're very, 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 very happy with. Otherwise, I see a lot of people using email, going going back and forth. And even Trello, you can do it like that, but then you have to remember the timestamp, go back into Trello, type it in there. And so I just find that Frame.io is such an easier way to do this, to where, again, she can take all of the edited clips, upload them into Frame.io. I can give the feedback. I can put needs review, or I can mark it as approved, and then from there we'll have all of these the finalized product that we've collaborated on using the software. So now that we have these finalized clips, it's time to actually post them to social media. That way other people can see them, right? So there's two ways that we go about doing this. One is we automatically schedule them using a software like later.com. I really like later.com because I can just post I can upload all of the videos into later.com, and I actually have my VCA go in and upload all of them, and then I can just type in the descriptions and upload them to TikTok and to Instagram, and then it'll automatically publish them, and I don't even have to worry about like, oh, I got to go into my phone and make sure that all of these are posted. But what I've realized is if you have a guest, it's better to actually be able to tag them in the video and then be able to add them as a collaborator and be able to control the way that the cover looks on the profile grid. Now, if you schedule them automatically and later, you cannot go back and update this. I don't know why Instagram makes it like this, but you can't go back, add someone as a collaborator, and you can't go back and change the profile grid. You can change the cover, but you can't change how it shows up on your actual profile feed. And so what I've started testing and doing is if I have another guest in those clips, what I want to do is I still use later, but instead of scheduling it as automatic, I schedule it as send notification. It sends a notification to my phone. I can then go into Instagram and post it, and I can choose who I want to add as a collaborator. I can tag them, I can choose the cover, and I can add them as a profile grid. And so instead of just having all these files sitting in Google Drive or on your phone, what I would suggest doing is using a software like later.com, scheduling all of them out, and then if you have a guest that's in those clips, setting it as notification on both Instagram and on TikTok. That way you can go in and you can tag them. That way, if they share it on their feed, you can also get the views and the exposure from their followers as well. Now, let's say you like this process, but you don't have a virtual content assistant of your own to go watch all the videos for you, find all the golden nuggets, and to create all of these clips. What do? Well, I recorded a short video that will show you how I get all of my video content edited for me, how I found my virtual content assistant and all the process that we use, and I will leave the link for that video below. And so if you want to be able to create all of these different clips out of your podcast without you having to edit everything yourself, make sure you go check out that video. Also, if you have a podcast, leave the link below in the comments and let us know what your podcast is about. That way other people can see what you're doing, and maybe you can even network with other people that watch this video that have podcasts as well. As always, I hope this video was super valuable. If it was, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're looking for more video content creation tips, make sure you join my free community on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next one.